Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Cosmic Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Adelina East. I am an EMDR therapist. I also use internal family systems and my own modality, Transformational Healing, to lead people towards healing themselves. This is something I think we are all capable of doing. We just need the right guide. So today we are going to do a transformational healing episode. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I am so excited that you're here. I'm recording this way in the past, back in February, because my calendar gets really crazy in the spring. I am so delighted that you all keep coming back every single week. If you think about it, what an incredible community we've built over the last 4 years. We have done a lot of really cool things together. And so if you're new here, welcome, and you are joining an incredibly strong community. What I wanted to also thank you all for is that this podcast is still in the top 50 on Good Pods. So if you haven't done so already, please head over to Apple Podcasts and rate and review us there. There's just a little button that says rate, and you can tick it. And then you can give us 5 stars if you're willing, and also write a little review just so that other people can find us. It's a different world at this time. It's a very different world than it used to be for podcasts. So I deeply appreciate anything that you can do to help more people find the pod. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we are going to dive in. So if you're new, transformational healing is a modality that I created to help myself work through trauma. I've been a therapist for so many years, and I have yet to find anything that's as effective as this. I also use EMDR and internal family systems to kind of support this work, but I just feel like transformational healing is the fastest, and it's something where like the gift of it keeps on giving. So with our brains, I'm a neuroscientist also, super nerdy. With our brains being what they are, they really love repetition. So when we do something like transformational healing, we can repeat that process 5 or 6 times, and the healing continues to happen in our bodies, minds, and spirits. And it continues to create new neural networks in our brains to support that healing. I'm going to give you an example. So I was working with a new client this week, and she's had a lot of issues over her entire lifetime with abandonment. I mean, don't we all? And so we were working through some of those issues, and she remembered a really important memory from childhood that kind of got that ball rolling of feeling like people were going to abandon her. And so we worked with just that issue, so that she would be able to move forward in life without feeling like everyone was about to abandon her. Pretty cool, right? It's a pretty interesting and special thing. So today, the theme of our transformational healing session together is going to be about accepting the things that we cannot figure out. What brings me to this, as always, is my own journey. What is wonderful and also awful about being a healer in this lifetime is that if I lose steam or lose focus for even just a second of the things that I'm supposed to be bringing through me for all of you, the universe will rock me and shake me and have something come up that I have to then deal with and figure out. So if you don't know me, I am a person with many different health issues. I'm not going to go into them all here, but one of those health issues is just the worst it's ever been. And I felt like I had it figured out. I was doing all the things. And it's just been hellacious and almost like an out-of-body experience watching it happen. Like, I cannot believe this is happening. And as all of it's taking place, there are root causes for everything health-related, I think. And I think a lot of those root causes are emotional and spiritual, but I also think a lot of those root causes are physical too. So I have deeply investigated it spiritually, emotionally, and physically to the tune of many thousands of dollars. And there's nothing. There's no root cause. How can that be? It's something I've never come across in my life, actually. Like, I have found a root cause for every physical malady that I've ever had and currently have. And of course, some of those root causes are things that I'm still working on and will probably be working on for the rest of my life. Like deep traumas or things that maybe are not so easy to access or so easy to heal. But this physical malady, the more I investigate, the more I try to figure it out on the physical plane of this world, looking into my house to see if it has mold, checking to see if it has chemicals. Are there parasites involved? Is there this? Is there that? I'm coming up empty. And so I want to do a transformational healing with all of you today about things that are just like that, where you're investigating for a root cause. Why did that relationship end? I feel like we were so compatible. I feel like I did everything right. Why did that job end? I really did my best. I worked my hardest. I was the best one in my department. Things that we just cannot control and we cannot explain and we cannot find a root cause for. I want us to work today on finding acceptance with those things. Full disclosure, I'm working on this myself. So today we're going to do this transformational healing about coming to acceptance when there is no root cause, when there is no reason, when it just doesn't make sense and there's not a single thing we can do about it other than what we've already done, which is probably in some of our cases too much because we overdo. So let's work together today on finding acceptance for something for which we have no answers. Think about what in your life you have been investigating a root cause for. What are you trying to figure out? What feels like there should be a root cause or a root reason for this thing, but there just isn't. It's one of those things that you can't explain and that you can't control. So I'll give you a moment to think about what that thing would be so that we can work on it together using transformational healing, and I'll be right back.
Do you ever feel like you're stuck and you're not quite sure what to do next? Do you ever feel like maybe the best times of your life might be behind you and you're not sure where to go from here? I completely understand. I work with a lot of people in the same situation. If you are going through this sort of life transition time, I'm here to help. I find that with a lot of my clients, the life transition time overlaps with a lot of other things. Parents aging, raising children, switching careers, relationship changes, all of those kinds of things. I believe in the ability of all of us to transition through these things with ease and with grace, if you have the right guide. I am so happy to work with you through any and all of these things. I find that a lot of trauma healing can happen during this time because we start to look at how that has impacted our lives so far. So if you're starting to notice yourself going through changes, wanting to see more change in your life, and wanting to let go of these older traumas, check out my website. We're going to include the link below. You can book just a single session with me to start if that feels right for you, either using EMDR or internal family systems or IFS therapy, also called parts work. Or you can book a transformational healing session, my own modality, to try to work through whatever's going on a spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical level, all at the same time. I really recommend this. I find it's the fastest way through. But of course, this is up to you, and I have lots of different options to suit every need. I would love to walk with you through this transition time. I hope to hear from you soon.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. So over the break, I trust that you were thinking about what it was that you would like to work on today. We are working on transformational healing, something that has no known root cause or no real reason. And it's something you're struggling with. Maybe it's something you've struggled with for years. Let's work on coming to acceptance of that today. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying I've got it all figured out. We're just going to try together. I believe in the power of community, and that's what we're here to do today. Again, I'm recording this episode in the past. It's February here. If you are viewing this podcast through a political lens, I can only imagine what has taken place between the time of this recording and what's happening in the world. Please know, I know, there are many things in the world that we should never come to acceptance with. I know that. As a queer person, as a disabled person, believe me, I know there are some things we should never come to acceptance with. Today, we're working on something personal, not global, personal, that we are trying to come to acceptance with that has no known reason or root cause. So for those of you who are new here, we're going to close our eyes and drop into a somewhat meditative state. We're going to be using something called theta brainwaves to help ourselves heal and create new neural pathways. So if you've never done this before, please don't drive. Please don't be, actively trying to take your kids someplace. Pause the podcast, come back later. You will need to have your eyes closed. You will need to be in a somewhat comfortable position, as comfortable as you can get. And so let's dive in together. Closing your eyes, just begin to feel your breathing and take some deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And softly and gently bring your mind, body, and spirit into a place in nature that you just love. Somewhere that you just feel like is so beautiful, it makes you so happy. Bring yourself to this place and take in a few different things that you can see around you. Take in a few different sounds around you. Try to bring in a smell that you can smell in this place. If you can, even bring in a taste. And now reach your hand out in this place and touch something near you. Whether it's a flower or a grain of sand or a tree. And now softly and gently bring your mind, body, and spirit up through the sky, up through the clouds, up through the different layers of the universe. The reds and oranges, yellows, greens, blues, pinks and purples. And further up, all the way up, until you reach this beautiful space of iridescent and pearlescent white light. And take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. We call in all of our spirit guides. We call in source energy. We call in any benevolent beings that are here to work with us today. And we set our intention on coming to peace, coming to absolute peace with something that has been really triggering for us, with something that we cannot seem to figure out. We can't find the reason for, we can't find the root cause for. We set our intention on healing that within ourselves. And now I'm going to ask you to imagine yourself in that place of acceptance. What does that look like for you? So if you think about your day-to-day activities and the way that you live right now, with non-acceptance of this thing, with non-peace with this thing, we don't want to envision that. We want to envision your day-to-day life with complete acceptance of this thing. We want to envision your day-to-day life with you feeling at peace with this thing. So take yourself through a day of what that would look like. Get up in the morning. Go do your morning routine, whatever that is. Go to work. Take your kids to school, whatever you do in the morning. Now imagine yourself in the afternoon doing whatever you normally do in the afternoon. And then imagine the dinner time hour. Imagine yourself after dinner. What would that place of acceptance and peace look like for you? Kind of take yourself through a day of that and see what that looks like for you. And as you continue to have that visualization, taking yourself through a day of what that acceptance would look like, try to work in a few joy-giving things there. So I think for a lot of us, we could go days and days without doing a single thing to bring ourselves incredible joy. I want you to work in 2 different things into this imaginary day that would bring you joy. Whether that's getting a fancy coffee, seeing a friend, talking on the phone, watching your favorite show, whatever that would look like for you. And as you're imagining this, I'm going to ask you to hum these tones with us. This is a practice based on, loosely based on polyvagal theory, which posits that our own voices help us heal. I've also woven in certain hand positions or mudras that stimulate certain parts of the brain that you're working with here. So if you can't hum, if you have a terrible voice, it really doesn't matter. Just try your best. It's more so about the intention. Connect your first finger with your thumb on both hands and hum these tones with us as you visualize that day of acceptance. Mm. Mm. If my voice cuts out, it's just the recording program. Keep humming the tone until you hear me hum another one. Mm. Connect your middle finger to your thumb on both hands and tone with us. Mm. Mm. Now connect your ring finger with your thumb on both hands and tone with us. Mm. Mm. And now relax your hands and wrap up your visualization, letting it go, knowing that it will happen, knowing that you're working towards that happening. Remembering that if you repeat this process today 5 or 6 more times, just starting from the meditation portion when we picture ourselves in nature, if you repeat it 5 or 6 more times, it will work more effectively for you. Our brains love repetition. And just softly and gently start bringing your mind, body, and spirit down out of this beautiful place of iridescent light and back down through the layers of the universe, back down through the planets and the stars, and all the way back down until you reach that favorite place in nature you started in. Taking in the sights around you, grounding your feet into this place, and just imagine pulling the healing energy up from the ground, up your feet, up your legs, and all the way through your body, allowing it to flow out of the crown of your head, filling in the space around you, 4 feet in every direction. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And open your eyes when you're ready. After doing transformational healing work like this, we go to different places, right? So you might want to take a couple of minutes and ground yourself, touch some things around you. I usually touch, if I'm doing it in my office, I touch my desk, I touch my computer. Maybe I play with my hair a little bit, just remind myself like, okay, here I am in my body, back on planet Earth. I sometimes like to make a cup of tea afterwards, go outside, whatever you need to do to ground yourself back in the present moment. And again, I encourage you to use this recording a few more times, 5 or 6 more times, to really let it seep into your neural pathways, to start building those new neural pathways. As always, it's been my pleasure to be with you, and I will see you back here soon.